Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my book surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant brake van, whom the builders named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken sad uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," I said, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more." Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then, what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a whistle and puffer, in there stepped a stately engine, of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien or lord or lady, stood beside my chamber door, perched upon a set of buffers, just beside my chamber door. Stood and sat, and nothing more. Then this yellow engine beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore, "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no mention, ghastly grim and ancient engine, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me, what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the engine, "Nevermore." Much I marvelled this ungainly fowl to hear the discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing the engine beside his chamber door, train or beast upon the sculptured bust beside his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore. But the engine, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a whistle than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Only friends have flown before, on the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before." Then the engine said, "Nevermore." Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, "Doubtless," said I, "what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore." But the engine still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a comforted seat in front of the engine and bust in door. Then upon the release of the braking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking of what this ominous train of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous engine of yore meant in speaking Nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tuft floor. "Wretch," I cried, "thy God hath sent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee quaff, O quaff this kind Nepenthe, and forgot this lost Lenore." Quoth the engine, "Nevermore." "Prophet," said I, "thing of evil, prophet still if train or devil, whether tempter sent, or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore." Quoth the engine, "Nevermore." "Prophet," said I, "thing of evil, prophet still if train or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden if within the distant Aidenn, it shall clasp a Satan maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the engine, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, trainer fiend, I shrieked upstarting. Get thee back into the Tempest, and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door. Take thy funnel from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the engine, nevermore. Oh! And the engine never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid set of buffers just beside my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight over him streaming through his shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.